Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn. We're going to talk about bedding in hospitals, and I suppose even at home, if somebody's in convalescent care or recuperating at home. We're going to spend some time with Howard Browner, is the COO of Peel Away Labs in New Jersey. Hello, Howard.
How are you folks?
We're doing great. Changing sheets in a hospital. Most hospital beds are changed. Sheets are changed every day.
That's correct.
And
it's typical protocol in the hospital to have patients have on the best possible chance for recuperating and being clean.
And because of bacterial infections and things of that nature.
Correct. That's part of their cleanliness, and they look to reduce hospital-acquired infections.
Gotcha, which are prevalent, unfortunately, when you're,
Absolutely.
So you want to get in and out as quickly as possible. I can imagine somebody being 250 pounds, 350 pounds, laying in a hospital bed, and the nurse comes in, or nurse's aide comes in and says, "Time to change your sheets, Mr. Smith." Tell us about that.
What happens there is it would usually take two people, and if Mr. Smith is bedridden, then it can take up to a half hour with two people to have him move over and strip the bed clean from linens and then replace them. While using peel-aways, sheets can be changed on a bedridden patient in less than 60 seconds.
Even somebody that large?
Yes, sir, because the patient never moves out of the bed, because our products are multi-layered, disposable, waterproof fitted sheets. All you do is you peel down the layer, half of it, let the patient roll to the other side, peel the other half off, and you're finished.
And just pull it away.
Exactly.
So if it's soiled, and because of incontinence, for example, you crumple it up with gloves and throw it away.
Well, you have two different kinds of waste. You have regulated medical waste, which is if there's any bodily fluids, blood, stool, urine. And then you have regular waste, which gets disposed of regularly. So depending upon what the issue is with the patient.
I would think also that would you wouldn't have to worry about bed bug or mites. What are those things that eat dead skin?
Well, you have dust mites.
Dust mites.
Yeah, because what happens is dust mites usually come around on a bed if the sheets are there for too long. And again, in our case, we have multiple layers, so we either do a single layer, depending if it's for the emergency department, patient transport, or an operating theater, or multiple layers for patient beds, 3 layers, 5 layers, or 7 layers for hospitals, long-term care facilities, assisted living facilities.
Can I get these and use these at home? Mom is coming home because she went skiing and broke her leg, and Mom needs to recuperate at home.
We have Peel-Aways is really, there's two sides to it. There's our healthcare hospital side, and then there's the home care side, where we use we do everything from crib size to king size.
Wow.
We work with...
Now, wait a second. We're in California, so we have California kings out here.
We don't do California kings. Unfortunately, if you can think about the size of the mattress, think about how much material there would be for 5 layers.
Yeah, that'd be a lot. That would be a lot.
But we do a regular king size.
Sure.
And it's very convenient for home use, for home care, and also home hospice, for bedwetters, for guest bedrooms, for blow-up mattresses, for camping. We have truckers that use it in the sleeper cabs of their trucks.
Interesting. What about, I don't even know if they make water beds anymore, but water beds? I mean,
sure, because what you have is the product is designed to be very strong in the vertical for strength, but it's flexible in the horizontal to allow for the sheet to move with a person if they're on a memory foam mattress or a therapeutic mattress.
Gotcha. And what about in a hospital? The beds go up and down. The foot and the head can move.
Yes, sir.
And they'll work on those. They work on those.
Absolutely. They're designed that way. The way that they're stitched is that they're stitched on both sides, so you just break the stitch and peel them down. And the way we stitch it allows for the head to be raised, the feet to be raised. Those types of beds are even available for home use.
A young woman that I have lived with for more than half of my life, my wife, has a certain way of making a bed, okay, including a top sheet. Me, I can lay down on the mattress, cover myself up with a comforter, and I am absolutely fine. And but she likes, there's a top sheet and a bottom sheet. Is there a top sheet with peel away as well?
We don't do a top sheet. Our technology is multiple layers.
So it's
strictly a fitted sheet with multiple layers on it. And our product actually is amazingly produced. It's 32% softer than a traditional sheet. It's got a proprietary blend of polyester, viscose, and bamboo for softness.
Ooh, the bamboo is good too.
It's also natural antimicrobial. From a hospital point of view, we've gotten the passing grade from infectious disease, from wound care, from environmental services, from floor nursing, in that we're saving them about 15 minutes per bed in their labor time that can get better allocated for patient care and unit management.
Oh, that's terrific. What about environmental? You mentioned that. Are these with the bamboo, it struck me as being somewhat biodegradable, the used sheets.
Well, what you have is, currently we have 40% of our product is from sustainable, biodegradable material.
Okay.
And we are eliminating the need for laundry, which saves water, which saves electricity, which saves pollutants of phosphates and sulfites being dumped in. And when you take that side of it compared to our manufacture, where we're manufactured with recycled water, then we're carbon neutral to carbon plus.
Okay.
We are working, though, on technologies in the near future that will allow us to be 100% biodegradable.
I get rid of the polyester part.
Yes, the polyester you need for the strength. So we were looking to test different laminate for waterproofing. We found some that are actually biodegradable and seeing what their strength is to allow to have it substituted.
The floor in my house is bamboo. That's strong.
Bamboo is extremely strong. They make scaffolding from it in Asia.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you walk in Asia and you see buildings that are surrounded with scaffolds made out of bamboo.
Gee, that's incredible. And what about the price to the hospital itself? Is it cheap?
Basically, you're looking at a cost. It depends upon which product, but let's say it's $3 per sheet or per layer. When you do the calculation on the amount of labor savings versus the laundry saving versus time spent, we're saving a hospital about $4.50 to $5 per bed per day.
That's a lot of money.
Well, we've got to remember something. When a hospital has linens, a lot of them are thrown away or stolen or disappear, and anytime they do an inventory count and there's a shortage in the laundry, the hospital has to pay the bill.
Right.
So there's about a 25% attrition rate every year in a hospital in linens.
Is that including being, replaced because
Complete,
they're threadbare?
Replaced, stolen, lost, stained, ripped, disintegrate. A sheet can only be washed 54 times before it starts to disintegrate.
Who would want to steal a hospital sheet?
Well, people sometimes leave the hospital. They have it draped over their legs. They don't do it intentionally. You have ambulance drivers who go into the emergency department as they drop off a patient. They'll grab 2 or 3 because they need them on their ambulances.
Gotcha.
So it adds up.
Gotcha. It does. Our guest is Howard Browner. He is the COO of Peel Away Labs, and we're talking about disposable sheets that literally peel away in a layered form, so that when you're in the hospital, God forbid that you have to go anyway, but you have some protection from microbes of all kinds, as well as making a clean and easy change every day, because the linens are changed every day in a hospital.
Also, all of the Peel-Aways products they're fresh out of the bag, so you're not using a sheet that somebody else has slept on before. That's first off. The other side of it is the key patient care. We're softer. There's less skin irritation, less friction. 100% waterproof. We are not replacing an incontinence pad, but we are replacing a mattress protector. So on the hospital side, it's a great benefit, and on the home side, it's tremendous for potty training, for bedwetters, for new moms that put it in the crib as a mattress pad so they don't have to wash it if the baby has an accident.
What about bed sores? I know that you have to move and constantly...
That's a very good question. Bed sores primarily come from pressure sores because you have folds and creases in some of the bedding.
Right.
Our layers are all flat, so you're right on top. There are no folds, no creases. You have to be, the person is moved constantly so that they're not laying with something pushing into the same spot on the skin.
Got it.
Because a bed sore today in today's vernacular is a pressure ulcer.
And what about you say that these are softer by percentage, and it's a huge percentage. How do you test for softness? There's the American Standards Testing Institute, and you send it out and you say, okay, I want to have a test that talks about abrasion. You talk about hand feel, and you send it to an independent testing lab, and they take a hospital bed sheet and they do the test there, and it comes up on a meter and a scale. And then you take it with Peel-Aways, and it comes up on the meter and the scale, and we're demonstrably 32% softer. I thought you used, baby butts. Or
that's going to be more of a subjective feel than objective.
Absolutely, it is. Tell us real quick the development of Peel-Aways.
It's really interesting. My partner is a millennial who thought about this in his junior year in college when he saw his roommates not washing their sheets.
Yes.
And it got kind of gross. So he had the idea, came up with a prototype, stood for 8 hours in line at Shark Tank for the Millennial Edition, got through the first round, they called him back, he went on the show, and they tore him apart.
Got it.
And they liked the concept for institutional and hospitals, but tore it apart.
Got it. But you came to the rescue.
Well, he took 3 years in developing the product to 30 different iterations.
Well, if you're in a hospital, we're out of time, sure. Howard. If you're in a hospital, look for Peel-Away bed sheets. Go to, you can look up Peel-Away on the internet as well. We're out of time, Howard. Thank you very much. Coming up next, we've got Robert Clancy. We're going to talk about breaking down those barriers. I'm Mark Ann, along with the insane Daryl Wayne. We'll be back.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Alyn. The show continues in a moment.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. Your soul is a celestial rain dance upon every starlit night. Allow the rays of today's sunrise to cascade upon your wings so the peace beckoning your soul can take flight. Sorrow-filled moments in life may have made you feel immortal. Just know that divine love is what makes you whole. Your soul was created from the boundless ocean of love. Life is simply about making waves that touch the shores of someone's heart. It's time to release fears. It's time to let this go. It's time to swim in that great ocean.
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit GuideToTheSoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on LateNightHealth.com.
The stigma around mental health disorders and suicide is still very strong in our culture. It's an uncomfortable topic for many of us, and yet it's something we can't afford to ignore, according to Dan Shuck, the author of A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups. Last month, the CDC released a study that reports suicide rates went up more than 30% in half the states since 1999. A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups, takes a new approach to addressing mental illness. The book playfully explores pessimism versus optimism to find balance, manage stress, and enjoy life. The book uses humor to provide an opportunity to determine the fullness of our own glass and how to apply it to our daily lives. Donations from the proceeds of the book will be made to a Glass Half Question fundraising campaign for the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation. A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups, is available from Amazon.com, Kindle, and Barnes & Noble. For more information, visit www.glasshalfquestion.com.